Welcome back everyone, I'm Plays Games, this is Fallout 4. We have some Minutemen visiting us in our settlement. Not sure why, but they're here. What are we doing today? Well, as promised, we are going to advance the main story because we're going to have to at some point. The Brotherhood of Steel are pretty much closed off to us until we find a way to contact the Institute and then we can pick up with them. I have no idea what is going on with the Minutemen. We really should check in with Preston Garvey and see if he's got any more of their quests for us to do. The railroad have us just placing sensors on rooftops all over the place, and they also have us doing another couple of quests. We need to check on Augusta Safe House, but the dead drop is all the way over here, so we've not been doing that. And they also want us to establish a new safe house all the way up here, so we won't be doing that. All we have to do today is to go to Diamond City and speak to Nick Valentine. But before we go there, we have two excellent weapons to upgrade. We have a Gauss rifle and a plasma gun. So let's have a look at this plasma gun. Overcharged capacitor, we think overcharged. That'll do. Lots of damage. See, this does 96 physical and 96 energy damage. Okay, now this is a bleed damage weapon. As I explained in a previous episode, bleed damage stacks. So if you put it on an automatic weapon, as it says, plus 25 bleed damage over 5 seconds. So that's 5 extra damage per second. And then you hit them again, and they get another 25 bleed damage for the next 5 seconds. Then you hit them again, and you get it for another 25 seconds. So the faster you can hit them, the more bleeding damage stacking you get. And bleeding applies to everything. It's not just living things, like robots and stuff will take bleed damage as well. It's insanely overpowered. So we could make this into an automatic weapon, but I usually like to make my plasma rifles into snipers because we do need to replace Tinker Tom's special sniper rifle. It's fully upgraded and it's just kind of falling behind in the power curve. So I think we'll put an improved sniper barrel, and there, as we see, the damage goes up to 138 physical and 138 energy, which is what, 270 something? So we'll do that. And obviously we're going to want a recoil compensating stock and a medium scope. Now, the only issue we have with this thing is that it doesn't have a silencer. So that means we're losing out on all the Mr. Sandman silencer bonus. So instead of using that, we can have a look at a Gauss rifle. These do not have very many upgrades, but as we see, it does do 315 physical damage per shot. They are insanely powerful. Yeah, and that was with the half-powered, no upgrade capacitors. Put a capacitor boosting coil, 441 damage per shot, which is absolutely disgusting. I don't really like the sights on these things, but it can have a suppressor, which is a silencer. So I think this is going to be our new sniper rifle. I did say we were going to upgrade the alien blaster pistol. That makes it into a rifle with a range of 203. This gives it less recoil. It can't have a stock, so it can never be a rifle. It's always just a pistol. Okay, this reduces the damage by a little tiny bit, but it does let it use fusion cells instead of alien blaster rounds. And a weird looking combat scope on it. So it only does 71 damage. As I said, it's not the greatest weapon. So why did I bother upgrading it? A, to show you what it's like, and B, just to get a little bit of experience. So let's press the correct button. Let's store that away. Let's store the plasma rifle away and the Tinker Tom special. See, this is what we've been using as a sniper rifle. It only does 147. It's fully maxed out. And 441 is ever so slightly more than 147. So goodbye, Tinker Tom special. Hello, 2mm Gauss rifle. So we should make that a favourite, and we should probably make sure we have some ammunition for it. And put all the 50 cal away. Right, let's have a look at this thing. Now, as the Gauss rifle says, if you hold down the fire button, you will see this digital display in the back of the gun. Charges up, and it increases the damage. So it's 441 basic, plus whatever you do when you charge it up, so it can double it, so it does like 800 damage. It's absolutely insane. So let's move on with the story, shall we? when we almost made it
Commonwealth's a dangerous
all
place.
the way to Diamond City
Lucky we had
on
a
one
great green
sprint.
jewel.
That's pretty good. Okay, let's talk to Nikki Valentine. After we've been healed by the doc. Suppose we should see if there's any new newspapers.
Selling papers is busy work, lady.
Nothing?
Nat,
Public is here to pull the wool out from under your eyes.
Hold up.
Colette
I need some
again.
answers from you.
Hey, what now?
what now?
Paul Benbrook tells me that you killed Henry Cook. What do you say to that?
Paul, you little shit. Well, he's not dead, so Paul's definitely lying. So Paul is upset that we just took his money, and I mean, we did everything he wanted us to do. We got Cook to leave his wife alone.
Have
I
you
asked you a
considered that
question.
Paul is using you to get back at me?
I should just kill you both. One of you killed my father. But I don't kill people unless I'm sure they need killing. And I'm not sure about you. Yet.
He's not dead, he just left town. God.
You. The cellar has been sanitized, and ownership of the surgery has reverted to me. I hope you'll give us another chance.
Yeah, but it would be nice if you could get upstairs and
Yeah.
man the
Take a
station.
look at me, Doc.
Tell me your symptoms.
I'm ill.
Hurting all over, Doc.
You look fine, but... Oh, wait. Yeah, that's gonna need to be set back in place. Let's get started.
Come on, Doggo, let's go and speak to Nick. And noodles are popular today.
God, even the sky ain't safe. Did you see that blimp thing? The Brotherhood of Steel? Who are they?
I did see it. I'm part of them. Oh look, there's another bounty. Wasn't expecting that. Okay, feral ghoul activity in the Mass Pike Tunnel. That's fairly close, I do believe. Let's just check. Data miscellaneous. Press R to mark it on the map. Yeah, it's just down here. It's just out of town next to Hardware Town. Well, we can go there in no time at all. Right, that's what we're doing as soon as we finish talking to Nick. Speaking of which...
Come on, Nikki. I'm just asking for your opinion. It'd be a great quote.
She's my client, Piper. Why don't you learn not to snoop on a woman's private affairs?
Well, well, speak of the devil.
You're back. And not with your son. What happened?
It was many episodes ago, and I've been rather busy.
Where do you want me to start? The part where Kellogg turned out to be working for the Institute? Or the part where he told me they have Sean?
The Institute? Oh, boy.
I'm sorry, friend. Truly. That makes things considerably more complicated.
He ain't kidding. Heck, Nick's a synth, and even he doesn't know how to get in.
No synth does. Security protocols strip those memories out.
I need to find a way.
I've been investigating these creeps for over a year now. The Commonwealth's boogeyman. Feared and hated by everyone.
True enough.
Sometimes they snatch people in the middle of the night, and sometimes they leave old synths behind to remind us that they're out there, but to this day, there's one thing nobody really knows.
Where the Institute actually is. Or how to get in.
Exactly. But there's one person who has to know, right? The guy who just handed them Sean.
Kellogg. Huh.
How do we put this?
Whatever you're thinking, it doesn't matter. He's dead.
Yeah. Figures the Institute's only man on the outside wouldn't be the type to be taken alive.
So, a murderer and a kidnapper gets his brains blown out by an avenging parent. Huh. Be a great ending if we didn't still have the biggest mystery in the Commonwealth to solve.
So, what now?
Gets his brains blown out. Huh. His brains. You know, we may not need the man at all.
You're talking crazy here, Nick. Got a fault in the old subroutines?
Look, there's a place in Goodneighbor called the Memory Den. Relive the past moments in your mind as clear as the day they happened. If anyone could get a dead brain to sing, it'll be Dr. Amari, the mind behind the memories.
Who's this Dr. Amari?
I'll let her give you her life story in person. Let's stay focused. I guess we're gonna need a piece of Kellogg's brain. Enough gray matter to bring to Amari and find out if this is going to work.
Jesus, Nick. Gross. Seriously?
I know it's grisly, but what choice do we have? We got no leads, nothing. That old Merc's brain just might have all the secrets we need to know.
Well, we do have that cybernetic implant we found on him.
Actually, I think I already have something. Kellogg had this thing attached to his head.
Cybernetics, huh? We may have just won the lottery.
Whether we're riding this crazy brain train or not, we can't all go running across the Commonwealth, so... who's coming with you?
I have to go to the memory den either way, if I'm going to introduce you to Omari. But if you want to head there together, just say so.
I'll go there on my own, thank you.
I'll head there on my own.
All right. See you at the den. Don't worry. We're gonna get your boy back. Just a few more steps.
Well, you two are out. I'm gonna do some more research. I'll be at the public if you need me.
Alright. One story complete. Another one has opened. And we have to go to Goodneighbor. But we also have to speak to Ellie.
Ellie.
I'm glad you're here. We got a new case while you and Nick were out. Ready to put on the detective hat?
Tell me more.
Our client is a fisherman who lives on the edge of the Commonwealth. Kenji Nakano. Mr. Nakano didn't leave many details. Said he'd go over everything when you meet him. But if you want my guess, missing person case. Guy had a worried look a mile long.
I'll go check it out. Thanks, Ellie.
The Nakano residence is up in the northeast, near the coast. A small fishing house. He said that he and his wife will be waiting for you.
Right, and that starts the Far Harbor DLC, which we will not be doing right now. Okay. Let's go and clear out that contract. Excuse me, Nick. He's on his way to Goodneighbor. I don't think there's anything else for us to do here. So let's go and clear out the Mass Pike Interchange channel. So let's go and clear out the Mass Pike Interchange.
Get on inside.
Which is not very far away at all. They said it's almost right next to Hardware Town. It's that dead robot from last time. And that dead tank bot from last time. Hardware Town is just round here, as we know. That's the back door. That's the front door, I should say. This is the back door. Just in case something has respawned, because we've not been here for quite some time.
Who's there? Peekaboo!
Well, they had respawned. And I managed to miss all my shots like a complete noob. Okay, this is the Mass Pike Interchange. We've been here before. We never properly cleared it out. We just cleared out the guys that were here. So I shall take a bottle cap. And the bottle cap. Yeah, we've not been here in so long that everything seems to have respawned, which is nice. Ooh, a duffel bag. Didn't see that there. Right, so the bit we have to clear out is back here. And I'm assuming that... Okay, here we go. I'm going to get the big gun out. This bus is very weird. It's like someone set up a surgery centre for teddy bears. Okay. You do you. But there are some fairly decent drugs and a decent amount of money here, so people have actually been using it. Weird Well. Hello, Mr. Legendary. That's a nice way to start an episode, isn't it? What have the dice rolled? A machete of limb crippling. Absolute garbage. We'll just leave that there. It's very misty down here. It's very difficult to see things. Uh-huh. I thought I spotted you. From there. Now, this bit is quite interesting. This is and isn't part of what we're doing. This is kind of connected to an unmarked quest that you just kind of find.
I'm in.
So once we get through this door, we find a couple of holotapes. And as you can tell, because he's got patrolman sunglasses, a baton and a pistol, this is a police officer.
Bingo.
Oh wow, look, we can get another unique facial tattoo. Okay, we've got the password from somewhere. And now we're meeting enemies who are mole rats. Yeah, that's the... I believe that's the corrupt army officer, and that's the cop that was investigating the case of the stolen supplies. It's a nice little story. Very self-contained. As you said, it's not really part of why we're here. Now, there's usually rad roaches there, but they haven't spawned today. And this leads us... There's a rad roach. There's a rad roach. And there's another rad roach. I knew they were in here somewhere. Take a fusion core. Turn the light on so I don't miss any more loot. We're actually going quite far away from where we're supposed to be. But we'll get there in the end. And this leads out. This leads into a warehouse. A warehouse that is infested with mole rats. I can hear robots outside. When did I pick up flares? Flares are awful. In this terminal, we'll just give you some more information. As you see, this door is barred from this side. So it's quite difficult to get into this place from outside. But there is a way. There's a big red boss chest. It's locked, which is quite annoying.
Nice.
45 rounds, pre-war money, some upgraded stuff. So you can get your way into this place from this roof. We're just going to do the reverse parkour. See if we can spot these robots that we're shooting. So you have to kind of jump onto that shipping container. And then this one. I fell. It's just my dog. can parkour your way up here, and then up here, and then up here, then onto this container, onto that container, then onto the roof, and then you can get in. See, I can parkour. I can. And in here, this terminal kind of starts off that little quest. Tells you about what's been going on. But anyway, we need to get back downstairs because we're supposed to be clearing out the tunnel. Not doing this little interesting quest thing. Okay, now we're actually back in the Mass Pike Tunnel interchange. Clearing out zombies for that public contract. I see you in the water. You're a legendary, are you? Not today, you're not. Light metal armor of the Cavalier. What is of the Cavalier? Minus 15% damage while blocking or sprinting. That just means, like, when you're running away, you're quite hard to hit. Oh. I'm hearing a... There's a gun turret up here, and mines apparently. Definitely mines. Blow up the gun turret. That's alerted someone or something that we're here.
Come on out. I'll make it nice and quick.
Well, that's not a feral
You can trust
ghoul. That is a raider. Where are you, buddy? I see, you're kind of ducking down. Now you're dead. Polecat. Polecat. Okay, this guy has been having quite the standoff, hasn't he? But his trusty gun turret and mines seem to have taken care of everything. At least until we showed up. Another mine. And another mine. Some ciggies. Ah, 45 rounds, thank you very much. Anything up here? Jet, of course. Raiders do like their jet. Ooh, more 45. Oh, quite a lot of 45 rounds. Thank you very much. That terminal just controls that machine gun turret. And that leads to the other end of this interchange. But that is not why we're here. Because our quest marker is telling us we have to go back down the corridor. I see you. Gotcha. Apparently there's another frag mine right here. Yep. There's just one more room, and it's this one, and it's got a glowing one in it, I do believe. That would be a yes, and some more. I think there's another couple over that way. There is some radiation here, but there is also a boss chest, so we'll take it. 118 caps. You generous dead dude. Alright, steamer trunk.
Yes.
Mini nuke. I think the glowing one had so many caps on him because he was like because this was a public contract and you don't actually get any payment from anyone specific. There's no one to hand the quest into. You just kind of do it. And then this should lead us back to the bus with the teddy bears in it. Yes indeed. Alright, that's that done. Let's go to Goodneighbor. That was a nice little distraction, wasn't it? We got some 45 ammo, we got some money, got some XP. It's all good stuff. Right, let's go home first because I need to get rid of this third person bug by getting into and out of some power armor. And then we shall go to Goodneighbor. Do you see what I see? That is... Right, let's swap to our sniper rifle. That is something that has an Assaultron head laser, and the head laser is fully charged. So, we do not want to get seen by that. We want to snipe that with our new sniper rifle before it sees us, because it will kill us in one shot. Whoops. Okay, I forgot to charge up the Gauss rifle. So that thing would have absolutely annihilated us. Yeah, it's got 2 flaming power swords and a great big beam laser in its head. That thing is all kinds of trouble. So I'm glad we avoided that. That would have ended badly. We didn't avoid it, it spotted us. Right, back home, fix the bug, and then we'll go round the close road to Goodneighbor because it's the easiest way to get there. Almost a Goodneighbor. And look who we found coming over the bridge. It's Nick Valentine. So I don't know what route he takes to get from DC to Goodneighbor, but he's coming across the bridge from there. You do you, Nicky. You do you. As we know, Goodneighbor is just round here. We haven't been into this old corner bookstore. I did tell you there was nothing in, and I'll prove it to you just now. Turn the light on. Nothing. 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 Some empty bottles. An ashtray. A little bit of money. Alarm clock. Telephone. Some caps. Another advertisement for the racetrack. Help wanted. Hallucinogen ink. Okay, well we've been there. Cleared that out. Did that ages ago. Some burned books. Absolutely nothing on these shelves. Some broken stuff. Stairs that lead up here. Desk fan. Nothing here. And that's it. That is all there is in this place. There ain't nothing to do. And here we are at Goodneighbor once again. I'm sure Nick will teleport himself into the memory den as soon as we get in there. At least that's what I'm hoping.
Well,
Here he is.
Mr. Valentine, I thought you had forgotten about little old me.
May have walked out of the den, Irma, but I'd never walk out on you.
Amari's downstairs, you big flirt.
Alright, so we're going downstairs. There's nothing really to loot here, and you get flagged as being a thief if you take anything anyway. Come on, Nick, let's move.
Dr. Amari?
Yes? Wait, I know you. You're on the railroad. What's this all about?
You're the one who can extract memories from a brain, right?
Normally, we only allow our clients to experience their own memories. Now, what's this all about?
We need a deep dig, Amari, but it's not gonna be easy. The perp, Kellogg, is already cold on the floor.
Are you two mad? Putting aside the fact that you're asking me to defile a corpse, you don't realize that the memory simulators require intact, living brains to function.
Well, we don't exactly have a brain.
Please. Nick told me you're the only one who could make this work.
This dead brain had inside knowledge of the Institute, Amari. The biggest scientific secret of the Commonwealth. You need this, and so do we.
Fine. I'll take a look. But no guarantees. Do you have it with you?
Certainly do.
Here's what I could find.
What's this? This isn't a brain. This is... Wait. That's the hippocampus. And this thing attached to it? A neural interface?
Those circuits look awfully familiar.
I'm not surprised. From what I've seen, all Institute technology has a similar architecture.
Okay, so...
Nick's an older model synth. Is he compatible?
That's exactly what I was thinking. If we are lucky, it should hook right in. But even if this works, Mr. Valentine would be taking on a tremendous amount of risk. We're talking about wiring something to his brain.
Don't worry about me, Amari. Let's do it.
Wow, Nick is really putting himself out there.
Hey, I appreciate this, Nick.
You can thank me when we've found your son. All right, let's do this.
Whenever you're ready, Mr. Valentine. Just sit down.
If I start cackling like an old grizzled mercenary, pull me out, okay?
Let's see here. I need you to keep talking to me, Mr. Valentine. Any slight change in your cognitive functions could be dire. Are you feeling any different?
There's a lot of flashes. Static. I can't make sense of any of it, Doc.
That's what I was afraid of. The mnemonic impressions are encoded. It appears the Institute has one last failsafe. There's a lock on the memories in the implant.
Well, I'm good at lockpicking.
How do you lock memories?
The implant is encoding all the mnemonic activity in the hippocampus. Think of it like computer encryption, and we don't have the password. Let's see. A single mind wouldn't be able to crack it. But what if we use two? We load both you and Mr. Valentine into the memory loungers. Run your cognitive functions in parallel. He'll act as a host, while your consciousness drives through whatever memories we can find.
Alright, so we're going to hack into a brain by combining both of our minds in your memory den lounger things?
Alright, let's get started.
Just sit down over there, and keep your fingers crossed.
And before we sit down over there, I'm going to loot everything in this room because it's not marked as me stealing it. Ooh, some good drugs. And there's a magazine here,
Nice.
which is just another game you can play in your Pip-Boy.
War with
Okay, now this next section is a little bit boring, but we're going to do it anyway.
Initiating brainwave migration between the transplant and the host. Mnemonic activity coming from the transplant. It's degenerated, but it's there. We're going to load you into the strongest memories we can find. They might not be stable. Just hold on. Can you hear me? Ah, good. The simulation appears to be working, although the memories are quite fragmentary. I'll try to step you through the intact memories and hope we find one that gives us some clue to the Institute's location.
Okay, so we are literally walking through the neurons of this guy's brain.
Remember, you are experiencing these memories as Kellogg. This may prove disorienting at first.
There's quite a few of these little scenes. You don't have to sit through them. You can just walk along the neural pathways all the way to the end of the quest. But we should really watch them all.
Turn down the goddamn radio! I'm trying to sleep!
Dad was either drunk or not around. I guess he must have run with one of the raider gangs, but I never really knew what he did. Don't know why Mom was with him. Maybe at some point in his life he wasn't a complete asshole. I was such a dummy back then. What did I know about how the world worked? I think now she wanted me to kill him. I should have. Instead, I ended up running away. I told myself I wanted to find somewhere out from under the thumb of the NCR and all their rules. But really, I was running from the guilt of not protecting her from Dad. Yeah, it doesn't matter now, though. People always hoping for something better. They usually end up with something worse. Mom knew how it was. She wasn't soft, but she loved me in her way. And she protected me from Dad. That cost her more than a few beatings. I never knew what happened to her after I left. I didn't want to know. Not then.
Alright, so he comes from an abusive childhood. His father used to beat him and his mother.
Joke.
And as soon as he grew up and got old enough, he just left her. So,
this doesn't seem to be what we're looking for.
you know, let's just get on to the next
There
one.
appears to be another intact memory close to you in temporal sequence. There. Try that one.
An older
It's gonna
Kellogg.
be fine. You'll see. The thing about happiness is you only know you had it when it's gone. I mean, you may think to yourself that you're happy, but you don't really believe it. Focus on the petty bullshit or next job or whatever. It's only looking back, by comparison with what comes after, that you really understand. That's what happiness felt like.
But we don't know anybody here. And now, with the baby?
Come on, Sarah, you've got to give it a chance. I finally got steady work with a good outfit. Nothing like that in the NCR these days.
No, I'm not saying this was a mistake. I'm just... Are you sure these guys know what they're doing? They seem kinda green.
I know, but that's where I come in. Just wait. In a few years, I'll be running my own crew. As soon as I make the connections I need. Then I can give you anything you want. And little Mary, too.
I never worried about you before. Must be my mama instincts kicking in. Who knew I had those, huh?
Come on, you're great with her. And you don't need to worry about me. Most of it's just running security for the she. A lot of standing around looking tough.
Well, they sure picked the right person for that job.
Listen, it's gonna be great here. See this? This is what's gonna keep you and Mary safe. I promise.
I know, Connie. I'm sure we're gonna be really happy here.
We are. You'll see. I thought San Francisco was my chance to start fresh. I was the hot shit, the gunslinger from the hub, rolling into town with the world at my feet. Everybody knew I was the one who'd shot Valdez. I could write my own ticket to any outfit in town. It all worked out pretty damn well. For a while. That's okay. I got her.
Okay, so
Let's keep
apparently...
looking. I'll connect you to the next intact memory.
I hadn't investigated Sarah. Right. It replays, it's good.
The worst thing that ever happened to her. If she'd never met me, she'd have stayed in the hub, maybe hooked up with someone who didn't kill people for a living. Probably been happier than she was with me. Almost certainly lived longer.
Okay, so I think Sarah comes to a sticky end.
It's gonna be fun. Whatever made me think that a guy like me should have a daughter? No, I never deserved her. Not for 1 second. You'll see.
Alright. So
But we don't know anybody.
On to the next memory. So he managed to get things kind of sorted out. He abandoned his mother and didn't deal with his father, so God knows what happened to his mother. Then he set himself up as a gunslinger, got himself a wife and a kid and a job.
How did you think this was gonna end, Kellogg? You thought you could just fuck with us, and we wouldn't fuck with you? Just so you know, they died like dogs. And you weren't there to help them.
I found another memory to try. I'll connect you.
Okay, so I think we take from that his wife and child were killed by enemies of the people he was working for. And he obviously took that very personally and exterminated all of them.
Mind if we sit down?
Suit yourself. I didn't care where I was going. Ended up mostly wandering east. Getting as far away from San Francisco as I could, maybe.
He's got that big scar now.
So,
There was always a job for someone like me. Didn't matter what it was. Didn't matter who I was supposed to kill. I got pretty good at it.
I hear you'll take care of people's problems. Is that right?
I don't remember much from that time. It all kinda blends together. There was almost always a bar, though. That's universal. If you pay me.
Oh, we'll pay you. And, you'll do this all by yourself?
That's right.
We pay you when the job is done. Is that okay?
There's always someone who wanted someone else dead. Sometimes just roughed up, but, dead was usually what they wanted. Sometimes they thought they could cheat me. That was usually only when I first arrived somewhere. Didn't matter to me. They just took it as part of the job. Little extra thrown in for free. I always got paid in the end. One way or another. That's the way you want to do it? So who do you want dead?
Well, it's like this. There's his family. Lives down the creek a ways.
Well, we seem to be getting closer. Try this next one.
Okay, so he doesn't seem to be that upset about killing other people's families.
Mr. Kellogg.
Oh, hello.
I'm glad you decided to meet with me.
The first synths weren't all that impressive. I'm good, but I'm not that good. But the Institute could always make more, and kept making them better each time. They still give me the creeps, but you have to get used to them if you want to work with the Institute.
So,
you heard all sorts of rumors about the Institute, but I figured they were just a convenient boogeyman for anything bad that ever happened. They were real, all right. They didn't know anything about operating on the surface. Relied on their synths for everything. They had the resources I needed, and I had the expertise they needed. Turned into a permanent arrangement, which suited me just fine. Though with the Institute, the first synths weren't all that impressive. I'm good, but I finally ended up in the Commonwealth. I kinda ran out of road. Plus, I'd come to terms with life. I wasn't gonna be stupid enough to get mixed up with caring about other people again. It was just me against the world. And the world had it coming. Dude, I wanted to see for myself if you really existed.
We do, as you can see.
What do you want?
It's come to my attention that you've been rather disruptive of our operations lately. This must stop.
I do what people pay me to do. If that's a problem for you, I could see only one way out.
And what's that, Mr. Kellogg?
If I'm working for you, there's no more problem. From what I hear, you can afford me.
I don't think you fully understand the situation you're in.
I think I do.
Very well. B-748, initiate.
Systems offline.
Impressive. We may have something to talk about after all.
Getting warmer. One of these has got to tell us something.
So that's how he ended up working for the Institute. He'd run out of employers.
Ah, there's one that looks mostly intact. Connecting now.
Now this is a replay of the very start of the game. This is the third time you see it. If you do the introductory part of the game, you will see this scene. If you come to the memory den and get a free ride in a memory den, you will see this scene, and you will see it again now.
Manual override initiated. Cryogenic stasis suspended.
The eggheads never liked taking orders from a dirty, contaminated degenerate like me. But they needed me, and I made sure they knew it. I was now the Institute's main operator in the Commonwealth. If they needed something done, they came to me. It wasn't usual for anybody from the Institute to come along on a mission, so this one stood out. They didn't know then who it was we were grabbing from the vault. Of course, neither did they. Not really.
Vault computers are still
Well,
working.
Strange.
The eggheads never liked taking orders. I never knew why we didn't just refreeze the rest of them. But we had our orders. Guess the old man didn't want so many loose ends. Too bad he left alive the one person he shouldn't have.
That is us.
Even then, I knew it was a mistake leaving her alive. I understood that kind of revenge. No one better. But I was cocky enough to assume I could handle some soft, pre-war vault dweller, even if she somehow got thawed out. At least I know those Institute bastards will soon get what's coming to them, too. If she could take me out, they won't be able to hide from her for long.
Hopefully it's...
I'm glad I didn't have to kill the kid. I'm not saying I haven't done it, but, I never liked to. But it was better this way. Better than taking his kid and leaving him alive.
Just find it.
Pod C6, down the hall near the end.
This is the one. Here.
Open it.
Okay, looks like everyone was waking up.
Is it over?
Almost. Everything's gonna be fine.
Come here.
No.
Come here, baby.
No. I've got him.
Let the boy go. I'm only gonna tell you once.
I'm not giving you Sean!
God damn it. Get the kid out of here and let's go. At least we still have the backup.
Cryogenic sequence reinitialized.
What's the holdup?
I'm almost finished, Kellogg. I just need to confirm. Come on. All right, we're good.
I'm sorry you had to go through that again. I found another intact memory. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, so the cryo facility in the vault was actually working. And it was the Institute that sabotaged everyone else's pod other than ours.
Override initiated. Cryogenic stasis suspended.
We did wonder why we were the only one that woke up and everyone else was dead in their pods, and now we know. Final scene.
Seems obvious now that we were bait for our friend from the vault. Timing couldn't have been an accident. It's not how the old man works. I wonder if he outsmarted me in the end. Another loose end tied up.
Apparently that's our son, but that ain't no baby.
Wasn't my idea to settle down with the kid in the middle of Diamond City. I thought it was a terrible idea, actually. But it was one of the old man's pet projects, so here we were. Me and the kid. Like a happy little family. I ended up kind of liking it. A reminder of what my life might have been if things had turned out differently. But there's no going back. I knew it was just temporary. It'd be back to normal business before too long.
Right, so the Institute knew that we got out because they put him on the trail. They put us on the trail of Kellogg. That's strange.
Kellogg. It's okay. One of these days you're gonna get your head blown off just barging in here like that. The new breed of synths could easily pass as human. Some of them did. But the coursers, they weren't built to blend in. They were killing machines, pure and simple. Smarter, stronger, and faster than almost any real human. I'm just glad they were always on my side.
Minimizing my exposure to civilians is a priority.
Forget I said anything. So what's the big crisis this time?
New orders for you. One of our scientists has left the Institute.
Left? As in?
He's gone rogue. Name's Dr. Brian Virgil. We know he's hiding somewhere in the glowing sea. Here's his file.
Wow. Some heads are gonna roll for this. Capture and return, or just elimination.
Elimination. He was working on a highly classified program.
No kidding. One of the top bioscience boys? Damn. So, I guess you're taking the kid back with you.
Affirmative. Your only mission is to locate and eliminate Virgil.
You're taking me home to my father?
Yes. Stand next to me and hold still.
Okay.
X688. Ready to relay with Sean.
Bye, Mr. Kellogg. I hope I see you again soon.
Whoa.
Bye.
Teleportation. Now it all makes sense. Nobody's found the entrance to the Institute because there is no entrance. Let me pull you out of there as soon as you're ready.
And to get out, you just activate the television. Not the most action-packed of quests. As I said, we could have just run all the way through the previous memories and got to the final one and then watched that little scene.
Movements, okay? I don't know what kind of side effects the procedure might have had. No one's ever done this before. How do you feel?
I'm okay, Doctor. Thank you.
That's good. But I want you to keep monitoring yourself. We have to be sure there's no long-term damage. Are you ready to talk about what happened in there?
We got what we needed. The Institute uses teleportation to get in and out.
Yes. Their greatest secret has finally been revealed. But that only leads to more questions. How does it work? Where do we go next?
What do you think we should do?
Let me think. What about that memory involving Virgil, the rogue Institute scientist? If he were alive, we have a common enemy. He might help us.
I don't know. I'm not even sure we could track him down.
The memory gave us a starting point, the glowing sea. But that can't be right. Trying to survive there is unthinkable.
Why? What makes the glowing sea so dangerous?
The name says it all. Radiation. So much that nothing there could possibly live. Nothing pleasant. Navigating radioactive hazards is nothing new. But the glowing sea can kill a man in seconds. That's why it doesn't make sense. Virgil fleeing into that hell. The exposure alone.
Well, looks like we're going after him.
If we need to find Virgil, then I'm going after him.
If you're going to go, be prepared. You'll need some way to combat the radiation there. It's called the glowing sea for a reason.
That's alright, I've got a hazmat suit.
I'll find a way to get through the rads. Don't worry.
Good luck. And be safe. By the way, I unplugged Mr. Valentine first. Removed the implant while you were waking up. He's waiting for you upstairs.
Alright. And find Virgil in the glowing sea. That is going to be a whole thing, because the glowing sea is down here. All this area here is the glowing sea. That's a huge nuclear weapon impact crater. This entire area is green soup, and we have not been anywhere near this edge of the map yet, so it's going to take us quite some time to get there. Here's Nick. Yeah, here he is.
Hey, Valentine.
Hope you got what you were looking for inside my head. That was right. I should have killed you when you were on ice.
Kellogg. Is that you?
What? What are you talking about?
You sounded like Kellogg just then.
Did I? Huh. Mari said there might be some mnemonic impressions left over. Anyway, I feel fine, so let's get going.
I'm gonna head out on my own from here, Nick.
Good luck out there. You know where to find me.
Alright, that's that done. And indeed, that is this episode done. I don't think we're going to get to the glowing sea in the next episode, because we've got to do this whole edge of the map. When we've been we can easily retrace our steps to Overland Station. We've been kinda here, so we can go here and then follow this road south. That shouldn't take too long. But there is one thing we can do in Goodneighbor before we go, and that is the Big Dig. That's quite a long quest, but I think we can do that next episode just to get it out of the way and off of our quest list. So I hope to see you again for that, and I hope you look after yourself until then. I will talk to you again very soon.